Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, Help with Gadgets, and we've got a really cool knife to do with disassembly and cleaning of this evening. This is a knife from a South African maker. This is a Plunkett knife, and I think this one's just called the Spanto. If I'm wrong about that, I'll leave a description there up in the or on the screen. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I'm a little tongue-tied here because this is an interesting knife. It's a custom knife. You've got a clip on this side that's held in with a T10. As you can see there, these body screws here are also T10s. But as I was getting ready to make the video, if you'll notice, these are T10s. That one's a whole lot smaller. And so it looks like this is a T6, which is big time different from what I have experienced in the past. So it looks like it'll actually be taken apart here from the show side. So let's go ahead and get into that. See if we can. And it is a free spinning pivot. So what I'm doing is just holding that on the other side, very carefully taking this apart. This knife came to me indirectly from Mr. Eddy, and I'm much appreciative for him allowing me to not only take a look at the knife, but to trust me enough to disassemble the knife. So I'm trying very hard to I'm trying to be very careful with this knife, as I do with all of his knives. So this is, again, T10 on the body screw. And of course, you're not going to have, that's the backspacer, you're not going to have screws run into the carbon fiber side. So there we go. And you've got your bearings here. I want to just kind of pull those bearings out, drop them in the alcohol over there. Alright, we'll lay that to the side. We'll put the pivot out. Go ahead and drop it in. And the same with this other bearing. Alright, so what we'll do now is get some alcohol swabs out and just wipe down everything, which is fairly simple here on this lock side. I want to make sure I wipe the detemp ball as well as that lock face there. I'll go ahead and wipe this side down as well. Alright, let's get another one. Same thing, very easy to wipe this side down as well. And then we'll wipe that beautiful fat carbon scale down. Alright, let's get the blade. And I always like to take apart a knife and look at the different things. And one thing that I note here on this one is that's different than a lot of the knives that I see is that notch right there. Not sure what the purpose of that is, if it's just part of the machining process or what it might be, but it's interesting to see nonetheless. Alright, and what I want to do is get a fresh cotton tip applicator and actually clean down in those areas where the bearings go into the blade. Again, making sure that that lock area is clean. I want to also get any gunk out of here where those pivot screws go. And then I'll do this side as well. You'll notice that the inside of this side there is a stainless washer, because of course you don't want your bearings running on the carbon fiber. It would probably not, probably wouldn't go well. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the other pieces out of the alcohol bath and get them wiped down. Let's get the bearings out first. Try not to drop them. I was just looking to make sure that my camera was still running, because it would be not very fun if it wasn't. And while I'm doing this, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you're liking the content, hit that thumbs up button down there. That helps get my content out to other folks. Alright, I'm going to grab this T6 here and just back out on that pivot screw. Just pinching the threads with my fingernail, just trying to clean out any kind of gunk that may have been in there. So there we have it. Alright, now the fun part is going to be getting these in. I think is going to be the fun part. And these may be zircuti for the for that. All right. So we're going from. Okay, we're going to put this. We're going to put everything together from this side, because I'm going to need to set this down on there and run those screws through. Alright, so we have that there. Let's make sure the bearings feel good. I'm going to drop one over there. Put a little bit of gunny glide on the front and back there, as well as touching that detent ball. I like to use gunny glide. Then I'm going to take and put the blade on as such. And I'm going to drop the other bearing on this side. Alright, so on this one with these loose, well, let's see, how can I do this? And I think I have two different lengths here. One is slightly longer than the other, and I should have checked, but I think in this case I see that the longer one is probably going to, let's think about this for a second. I know the other one was coming out here. Alright, I think the shorter one is probably going to be back here. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm just dropping these over here. And what I'm going to try to do is to kind of slide those in place. And then slide this in place. Alright, what I'm going to do is take this, get that T6 back on there, put a little bit of Loctite on this pivot screw and get it holding everything else. Of course, it's the non-captive pivot. So just kind of tighten that down there. And then I'm going to find that T10. That's not it. And carefully see if these will tighten up. And that one's tightened. Not completely, I'm just snugging them up. Alright, so that looks right. Alright, let's get the T6 back in and tighten this a little more. There we go. Get that blade centered. Now I want to check, make sure it's not hitting anything. Open, make sure it's not moving. Perfect. Alright, so what I'm going to do is put that T10 back on, tighten these just ever so slightly. And let's give it a couple of flicks to make sure. This is the first time I've experienced a Plunkett knife, and it's good. Just a heads up. Hopefully I'll have this one reviewed here in the near future, but it's even more smooth than it was prior to me disassembling. So there you have it. This is the Plunkett with a Spanto blade, and hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. Leave a comment, tell me what you think about this knife. This is not in the budget realm on the knife. It's actually a custom maker out of South Africa, but all in all, fairly reasonable for a custom knife. Again, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching.